What's up, guys? Chris Farr here, Sold Out Servant. In today's video, we had an opportunity to interview a young lady who is actually utilizing the skills that we teach here on the channel. I see all these self-help gurus on life insurance, financial services, infinite banking. I say, you know what, let's bring a real life experience, a real actual client that's utilizing these skills to build wealth for herself. So in this interview, you'll see a young lady who actually took an IUL, leveraged the life insurance concept of infinite banking, put money out of the policy to invest into real estate. If you're saying, man, Chris, I've been looking for a way to leverage life insurance. I hear about infinite banking, Waka Flocka, all these videos. How are people actually doing it? This is from a real person in real life who is not in the insurance industry. She's an engineer, and what she does in life, she's actually in technology, but she's somebody saying, hey, I'm a Gen Z. I want to build wealth. I'm gonna buy real estate and use life insurance. So that's you. You're saying, man, I want to learn that concept. Check out this video. Esther, how you doing?
Good, Chris.
So welcome to the Search to Earn channel here. Today we're here to talk about some wealth building principles. You had a recent accomplishment in your life that took place, and I really want the followers, subscribers to really understand some of the things you've done in your life and how it's impacted you. And because we've been on this agenda the last couple of weeks, really the last month or so, about wealth building principles, leveraging life insurance, infinite banking concepts. And I shot a video not too long ago about a client, right, who leveraged an IUL with an infinite banking concept to purchase Airbnb properties. And I said he to hide your identity, but it's obviously not a he, it's you, right? You're female. And so before we get into that though, I want the people to kind of know who you are, your background. So let us know your background, your family, where you're from, and we'll go from there.
Okay, well, my name is Esther. I was born and raised in Cameroon, and just there for about 12 years. So I moved to the United States when I was 12. I did middle school, high school, and college, and essentially background. I think after high school, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, and of course, everyone's like IT. That's where the money is at, and so I went to school, studied IT, and kind of somewhere in there, I was like, oh, I don't know if that's what I want to do, but I was too far in, and I had to just go ahead and do it and finish it. And so, really coming out, I think that was 2020, the pandemic, as we all know, and just trying to pave my way into a career in the IT industry. And yeah, eventually I made it through after a couple of months. And yeah, unless you have any specific questions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've heard in the immigrant culture, in order to be successful, either an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer. Does that hold true to your family at all?
Those were my options.
Really?
Those were the options. A lawyer, which is, I was kind of paving more towards that, but I'm just really grateful for my dad who guided me towards the IT industry. But it was, lawyer, doctor. I wasn't going to do the doctor, so engineer, that's where I fell.
Absolutely. So right now you're operating in the IT world. What do you do in IT more specifically? Are you an engineer or... You're an engineer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's side, okay.
Yeah, so I work as a cloud engineer. Essentially, we help companies manage or host their resources in the cloud, specifically with AWS Cloud Engineering. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so obviously, if you're watching this right now, you understand what took place, but I want you to share with us. So before we go into leveraging life insurance, all that kind of stuff, talk to me about what took you down this path, because you're working as a cloud-based engineer, making pretty good income for your age in your early 20s. And what made you say, okay, cool, I want more. I want to build wealth. I want to invest. I want to grow wealth. What made you go down that path?
And it's just the realization of where I come from and the people that are depending on me and the people that I really just had to come through for. And like I mentioned, I am from Cameroon. I have a family there, and at some point it really hit me that though I was 12 years old when I left, and everyone's like, that's good for you, bye, go do good, go to school and everything, and I just really came to a realization that I may have been 12 and I could have been going for me, but at the end, or just not at the end, but throughout that process, I'm really doing it for them, and they're part of why I'm really going here. It's a concept, like God doesn't just send you. I don't know how to really explain it. I have people back there I can support that are depending on me. Exactly. And so I know that even when I was 12, I was leaving Cameroon for a reason. And a lot of family members have tried to leave and come out here for a better life. It just hasn't worked out that way. So just being here and realizing that, hey, I have a brother, I have a grandfather, a grandmother, that I can really just eliminate that struggle. That
Are they back home in Cameroon?
Yes, I actually grew up with my grandparents, my dad's parents, but they passed away in 2021. And so I think that's really part of my regret. I was like, I just growing and being, I'm still on the journey to where God wants me to be. And it's like they never got to see that. However, I still have a lot more people that I can still support. And yeah, I think that was really the realization. And also just being here with my parents in college. My mom was working however job to support me. At some point, she would go to work in the day, come back at night. My dad is going to work in the night, coming back in the day. And just seeing that, I didn't want them to have to do that unless they wanted to.
Got it.
Yeah, so I wanted that to be a choice for them. And I know that if I could do that for them, I wanted to, and so I had to want more for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's I agree. I love how you said, because what I get from you is a sense of gratitude for those who came before you, those coming after you, and you wanted more for you to do more for them.
Absolutely.
And so obviously you could say, hey, I have a degree, I'm doing pretty well, I'm a cloud space engineer, I can pay my bills, buy some nice things here, buy some nice clothes, eat good food, whatever it may be, right? But to be satisfied will be a lack of gratitude for those who paved the way for you. I think whether you're an immigrant or not, I think a lot of us fall into a boat sometimes. We're like, hey, we want to do more for our family, maybe more for want to retire our parents, take care of our kids. That's so unique, and I think it's honorable of you to know that, okay, cool, God's blessed me with the opportunity to come from Cameroon to America. I don't take it lightly. I'm gonna perform and maximize the talent God gave me. And so obviously you found a way, looking into different ways to bring additional income streams in, right? And you seem to come across Airbnbs being a way to go about doing it. So tell me about that journey. How did you choose that? I think I want to dabble in some Airbnbs. I'm in my early 20s. I can do it. Why not?
First, whenever I travel nowadays, I'm not really looking at hotels and stuff. So I'm looking at Airbnb. But I never really thought about it like that would be something I would do. It's just, when I'm traveling, I'd rather get an Airbnb. But I think back in 2020 when I just left college and being in that space before I actually dove into my career, I was just open and I started being introduced to a lot of opportunities, one of which was with PHP Agency. And really diving into that, being around everyone, being around people that they just have a different mindset and they know what they're going after and they have goals and they're reading, and it was just inspiring to me, and I strive to do things like that as well. And so again, I went on social media, kind of created a business account, and doing that I also try to follow other business accounts, and the environment just allowed me to open my mind and just like we always say, keep your options open. And so really just surfing the Instagram, I came across this account really talking about a 20-year-old doing Airbnb and making six figures. I'm like, hold up. Yeah. But she said 20 or 22. I'm like, wait, that's almost my age.
Yeah.
Let me see what's up with that. And I just registered for a free session where they're just really talking. And I sat there and I listened to them. I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. And I started thinking, okay, this is what I have coming in. This is what I end, and start like, okay, if I give it this couple of months, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. So really, I just think it was the environment that exposed me to be much more open-minded into building wealth in different avenues.
Yep.
That led me really to that channel that gave birth to that idea.
Wow, you gotta love the day we live in, because as for 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there is no social media like that in that capacity. We aren't looking at videos about Airbnbs, and I see guys doing Turo now, and I see guys like, there's so much information on the internet that's at our fingertips on our smartphones, and our parents didn't have that. And so I think one of the biggest challenges around wealth, I believe, is that there's been a lack of representation and access to wealth 20 years ago. Now it's like anybody can open their phone, open up their IG, go to their stories, and see people who are constantly telling you how to build wealth. Like the information's out there. But I think you, the environment you were in, kept you open-minded to it and the possibilities. And so talk to me a bit about that process now. So you're looking at Airbnb rentals, and you get this crazy idea to say, hey, I saved some money up, have some cash in the account. Now, traditionally, you save money up for a down payment for a property. What do? You take the cash and you put the down payment, closing costs with that for the property, but you decided to go a different route. So talk to me about that route you took and why, and how you were informed about it.
So really, I was just talking to a colleague here at the PHP agency headquarters here in Maryland, and he told me about the idea, and I had been in the industry now for 2 years, and I didn't know about it. You don't know what you don't know, and so immediately I got in contact with you to kind of help me see how we can set that up with the funds I have, and eventually that's the route I took.
All right, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So some of the audience watching has no clue what you're talking about. They're like, what the heck? Use your money twice. What does that mean? Obviously, if you watch my video about Airbnb rentals and how to go about doing it, but from your point of view, can you explain the process from maybe first contact with me about it, discussing it, kind of structuring it for you, and doing the application to it being approved and you getting funds? Like, paint the picture. I'm like brand new. I want to buy some property. I got some cash. I got 10 grand, say that. I got 15 grand, I have 20, I have 30, I have $100,000, right? What was the process from first contact with me discussing structuring it to you pulling money out and funding to purchase those properties?
I think first, I definitely try to inquire on my own. I called some companies, and I quickly realized that maybe that's not how life insurance is really structured, and not every life insurance company gives you the opportunity to put money in and take it right back out. And that's when I was like, oh, Chris, I've heard about this and I don't know who's doing it or how I'm supposed to go about it, but I want to do it. And then I think that's when you introduced me to National Life Group, and we pretty much started talking. And I think it really, when it comes to funds, and I think something you just have to be transparent about with your agent. Hey, this is what I got, this is what I want to do, and how do we go about that? And so we quickly met, and I think you showed me an illustration and how much I would put in, how much I would get right back out. So there was a lot of transparency and just clarity of exactly what's going to happen. And so after that, we went ahead to start submitting the application. And once it was submitted, it was, hey, Esther, you got approved. I'm like, you just submitted it. It was like instantly.
It was the same day.
Yes, it was instantly. I was like, oh, for real? That was fast. Okay, can I take the money now? No, I'm joking.
I need the money now. Same day.
Yeah, but so I got approved, and then I guess the insurance company started working on what they do.
The policy package.
Yes, exactly. So they started working on that, and within just a matter of days, everything was set and ready for me to, hey, excuse me, I'd like to take out a loan on my policy. And that was that. And after taking out the loan, I was able to put that into the property. And
How was the process of taking the loan out? Did you have to fax paperwork over the National Life Group, do a Morse code, send 10 emails? Was it hard getting access to the money?
No, I think I simply called. It's like, hey, this is my policy number. I'd like to take out a loan. They're like, okay, cool. This is how much you can take out right now. I'm like, okay, that's super cool. So what next? And they just sent me a form to fill, and it was pretty straight to the point. What's your name? What's your address? How much do you want out? And I'm like, yeah, this. And then they processed it, and within 3 to 5 business days, the money hit my account. And I'm like, cool.
It's pretty cool. And what's crazy about it, there's also an app to do it. I said, just call them. You got to wait. So there's also an app you can do the process. So you put the money out. Now, of course, I'm a professional agent, been doing this for 10 years. I really want the audience to understand it. So you take the money, 30 grand, you put into an account, put some money into an account, right? You put some money into the account, you put money out a couple of days later to purchase the property.
Why not just use cash? Why go through all this extra work and pay for life?